So welcome back, and here's part 2 of the application. What I'm doing is showing Brian some 3D printed neck bolts that I used from my 3D resin printer, and I'm using some 3D prosthetic transfers to seat the bolts into that I've used Telesys adhesive. The bolts were modeled after the ones from the original 1931 Frankenstein with Boris Karloff. And now I'm using TPA, or thickened prosthetic, to blend the edges around the chin and the cheeks to make sure that it's really seamless. Once it's painted, you won't be able to see any connection, hopefully. And then powder it, because the thickened prosthetic is really sticky when it dries because it's prosthetic adhesive. And then I'm using some more 3D transfer blenders on the edges of the neck piece to make that even smoother. And again, I'm using the Krylon Aquacolor 522 as my base color, and over that I'm going to use a Mel Pax paint, which is prosthetic and acrylic paint. Fair is the skin tone. He's still going to have a very cadaverous look on him, and we're painting and getting the transfers on his wrists. I'm painting very quickly here, as you can tell. I'm part of the Flash lineage, obviously. And notice the scar on the forehead is painted down over the prosthetic to further blend the two pieces together. And then I'm using some alcohol colors here to add shadow into the creases of the face. And then I will use a cut down chip brush to spatter some paint to help blend and give the paint job a sense of depth, using several different colors, one over the other. And then the last step is to add the rest of the hair on. You can see that I did not go ahead and finish it out to the edges, but left a lot more room, which actually I'm glad I did, because it made it easier to apply the piece and then go in and do the hair just like before. Do it in sections, get it on thickly, and then use a comb with a pick to thin the hair out and save as much of that pulled out hair as possible to use again on another makeup. I have to pull it through the hackle again, just being careful. And because we didn't need to be all that careful around the ears because we're covering with hair, you can see now, covering with hair, all of the little imperfections that we could see before disappear. And Brian loves to work on character as the makeup's coming together. So you see him working on facial expressions. He's a pretty good actor. He was just recently in a wonderful film called Rent-A-Pal, which is doing quite well on the independent film circuit. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. Then we're going to go with some darker color, I think a death purple around the eyes, powder that, and I'll use the same thing on the lips to give his eyes a sunken look and give a little bit of color to the mouth. And there we are. Well, there you have it. I hope it was clear and fun for you to watch. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to email me at tdebreceni@gmail.com. Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. If you do not have a copy of this book and you would like to, you can get a 30% discount when you check out at Routledge.com. Just type in the code ADC21 and get 30% off on a copy of the 3rd edition of my book, Special Makeup Effects for Stage and Screen. Thanks.